What encouragement can we get from the Bible regarding these tough and uncertain times we're in? Today, I'll be sharing some of my own reflections and some Bible verses to back them up. So if you would like to hear some of that, then stay tuned. Hello, people in the world. I'm Hannah of Hope and Future Bible Devotions. This channel aims to give encouragement and godly wisdom with Bible context and application for your everyday life. At this time of recording, it's already the third year of this COVID-19 pandemic. During the first quarter of the year 2020, I was still undergoing cancer treatment. And with that, I was considered immunocompromised. I don't remember being extremely scared because I knew that I was being precautious already. And I was just savoring the feeling of being a cancer survivor. So that was one of the least of my worries. It was actually my husband who was pretty fearful. He just overcame the possibilities of losing me in his life, and here we were again. I finished my last round of chemo around April of 2020. While that was a victory, a lot of the people that cared for me were always looking after me because they were concerned about me getting the virus. So for many months, I pretty much stayed away from people except when I needed to go to my own checkups or accompany my dad to his. There are a few things that I've been learning so far from this pandemic that everyone is experiencing at the moment. And I'll be sharing my three major ones. Number one is we don't know everything, but God does. Colossians 1 verses 16 and 17 says, "For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together." During Apostle Paul's writing of this letter, the news about Gnosticism, which is a false teaching, was developing in the Colossian church. One of its beliefs is that there were angelic beings who created the earth, and Christ is only one of them. Paul teaches about the superiority of Christ over all creation. He created all things, and all of them are for his purpose. God is all-knowing, and he desires good for all that he created. There are some things that our human minds can't fathom. For example, this pandemic. We don't know why he allowed this to happen. But I've learned that when the Lord allows these types of events, he desires for us to come to repentance and restoration. 2 Chronicles 7 verses 13 and 14 says, "When I shut up the heavens so that there is no rain, or command locusts to devour the land, or send a plague among my people, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land." There's an article that I came across one time that said that during the pandemic, more people have come to the Bible app. I have personally been humbled by my own circumstances. Maybe that's what the Lord is doing for you too during this time. God knows everything, so trust in him alone. Number two is to stay connected. It says in Hebrews 10 verses 24 and 25, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." The author of Hebrews can't be confirmed, but many believe that it is Paul the Apostle. Comment below if you think it's Paul for sure. But the author focused on encouraging the believers in a time of trial through reminding them of the absolute authority of Jesus Christ. People grow from interaction with one another. Now, there is wisdom in physical isolation, especially when you're sick. We need to rest and protect others from getting sick too. But we shouldn't close our doors to our friends. We get to learn how to love people by being around them, by exercising our faith around them. Yes, when they get on our nerves sometimes, we get to practice grace and we get to hold our tongue. And when they're down, we learn to cheer them up and give them words of encouragement and some hugs too. I actually gained some friends from the online communities that I'm part of. But I'll be honest, nothing compares to physical interaction. I'm normally someone who works at home and I take care of my parents. So in general, I don't really see a lot of people. And when I do get the chance, let's say it's my day off, I go out with my friends or I see my relatives, and that's how I re-energize. The lockdowns for me were my worst nightmare. I was glad that my hubby was there, but he knew that I needed to see other people. True enough, when the lockdowns eased up and I started spending time with my friends again, I was back to my normal happy self. Even my husband, who's usually a homebody, when you see him intentionally talking to someone and saying, "Hey, how are you?" you know that he missed being around people. Whether you get to love on people virtually or in person, don't neglect it. Stay encouraged by getting it from your brethren. Number 3 was to recalibrate life priorities. Matthew 16 verse 26 says, "What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul?" First of all, what is the soul? We are made of 3 elements: our body, soul, and spirit. Our souls give us the ability to think, choose, imagine, remember, and feel. This is also the element that Satan tries to sway toward him, and that includes swaying us with earthly things. Now, there's nothing wrong with success and wealth itself, but if it becomes our idol and we don't spend our time with God first or anyone else who is important like our friends and family, we may end up regretting the way that we lived our lives. The lockdowns, and for some of us, getting the virus, humbled us in a way. Because we don't get to do our usual activities we have on our schedules, it has caused some of us to really reflect on our lives and realize the uncertainties that are ahead of us. And during these times, we can't help but look to a higher power to rely on. I hope that time of reflecting and recalibrating has helped you know the real things that you have to prioritize in your life. And we have to act on that too. Is it spending more time in reading the Word? Is it having regular talks with a mentor? Less social media? Is it having more time with family and friends? I have to work on some of these for myself too. We are all a work in progress. I also want to ask you, what are some things that you realized and learned during this pandemic? Go ahead and put those in the comment section below and I'd be happy to read them. If this video has helped you, then smash that like button and that would help this video go out to more people. For more videos like this, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get the latest updates on this channel. If you want more videos, then click these right here. Thank you so much and God bless you.